Hello. Superheroes on TV. Marvel on Disney Plus and DC on Prime. My recent videos ranking or listing Marvel and DC film, live action film, um, comprising of movies and TV shows. I neglected to mention certain shows that some of which I hadn't seen. Um, Marvel, for example, um, I hadn't included any TV series in my best of our classic Marvel choices. Um, and DC, there are a couple of serials or series that I'd perhaps unfairly dismissed. So anyway, I'm going to talk about these TV shows, and I'm going to begin with Marvel. Marvel and TV have had an uneasy and somewhat unfruitful relationship in the past. Um, the Spider-Man series, for example, was dismal. The old Spider-Man series, it suffered from not having the technology to do the action or special effects sequences. Michael Hammond was great as Spider-Man, and the other actors were too, but it was pretty drab. And the best one was The Incredible Hulk, which is a great TV drama. It's a great supernatural drama. I would recommend people to watch it if they can get copies or stream it. But it just wasn't, for the same reason as the Spider-Man series wasn't very inspiring. The Incredible Hulk just wasn't the Hulk of the comics. Someone had the insight to change Bruce Banner's name to David Banner, with Bruce as his middle name, and it was a different story to a great extent because of the impossibility of depicting the Hulk. However, recently on Disney Plus, there have been various Marvel series, um, which some of which devolve from the material in the movies, and some of them I've discovered or rediscovered only having watched bits of them before, and now I rank in my best of or classic Marvel film. Um, One Division. I must admit I have still not watched One Division through. I've seen a few episodes of it, and it's still the worst superhero film I have ever seen. It's even the worst TV I've ever seen, perhaps, because I mean, Marvel had these great characters in the comic books and the movies. They had a budding romance there, and the One Division series is just a series of mono. Excuse me. Something's come up on the screen. Right. Let's get in the way. Right. Um, as I was saying, monochrome or black and white TV shows that kind of spoof not all that funny comedy involving Wanda and the Vision, kind of Bewitched style program, and I just haven't been able to get past it. Another one, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, started off great. It went kind of into the world of the movies concerning the two characters, Um, but although the Falcon was a great character, the Winter Soldier wasn't very well drawn, and the dissing of the legend of Captain America turned me cold. The new Captain America, decorated soldier who suddenly turns bad, well, he turns bad and murders someone in public. The whole show becomes too dour and dark. And there are just too many super soldiers running around. The rare super soldier serum or process of the original stories becomes something that every household should have, sort of thing. There's just a plethora of the stuff. But I do have three other series which are particularly good. Miss Marvel. When I first started watching that, I thought, not another high school cheesy drama, but it's a very good multicultural show, Asian lives. Um, the main character, Miss Marvel, is a Muslim girl, and the superhero story and the action is great. So that now qualifies as my as one of my best of Marvel film. Um, Another one, Loki, for me is the best one of the Disney Plus shows. Um, it's fantastic science fiction adventure, and it deals with an anomaly which I noticed in the Endgame movie, in which through time travel the Avengers travel back in order to retrieve one of the Infinity Stones, um, and they travel back to the time when Loki was captured, which was at the end of the Avengers Assemble film. And instead of Loki being uh, taken up to Asgard for trial, as in the film, the Avengers Assemble film, he manages, because of the ensuing chaos, disarray that's caused by the arrival of the Avengers from the future, manages to grab the Tesseract and vanish into a wormhole or a portal. And Loki deals with his adventures after that, when he's arrested by time agents and made to work for them, um, in order to eradicate anomalies across the multiverse, including his own other selves from parallel Earths, parallel worlds, parallel universes, sorry. And there's all sorts of timey-wimey stuff. Um, and the whole action and the story and the drama is fantastic, very good. So that's Loki, and the visuals are great too. And the other one is one that's been criticised heavily. She-Hulk, been criticised heavily. Has been too humorous, I think, is the main trend of the criticism. But I think they're missing the point. It is a comedy. It's a good situation comedy. And it has all sorts of superheroes, including cameo roles of characters from the films. And even the appearance of Daredevil, uh, played by the actor from the Netflix Daredevil. And don't get me started on that. I haven't included Daredevil in any of my listings, the Netflix Daredevil, because it was very slow, it was dark, and there was far too much gratuitous violence and graphic violence in it. But anyway, Charlie Cox plays Daredevil in She-Hulk and does a great job. And there's some great superhero action with him in it. So the comedy She-Hulk is also one of my favourite or best Marvel films or series. Now to DC on Prime, my Prime app. Now I dismissed Stargirl originally. When I started watching it, season one, I thought that it was just far too much of a cheesy high school drama, and the superhero action was a bit unconvincing. But something was intriguing me. I Something was niggling in the back of my mind. There was something interesting that I couldn't put my finger on. So I did some research, and I found the original movie Stargirl, which isn't a superhero movie. It's a coming of age drama. It's a particularly good coming of age drama. And it's from a book, which is also a great book. And as I carried on watching, after seeing the movie of the original Stargirl movie about Cold Stargirl, should I say, as I carried on watching the DC Stargirl story serials, um, I began to realise that I was watching either an exposition or interpretation of that original story, and instead of the romance and maturity that the eccentric but interesting character of Stargirl, the high school girl, in the coming of age drama, instead of those, she was a girl that was becoming a superhero, and it's a very interesting superhero. The cosmic staff is very good, and the way she uses it. And so, but the season one is still a hodgepodge. But season two of Stargirl is great. She's more come of age. There's more purposefulness, more presence of mind. The stories are better. The pace is better. It's spectacular. In fact, it's up to the level of Titans, which is one of my best DC examples of DC film. Now, I'm looking forward to the Stargirl Titans crossover, which I've read about, but I haven't seen yet. And of course, Titans season 4. Another series that I've not watched was I think it's 2019 Swamp Thing series. There have been many Swamp Thing movies and animation in the past, as well as, of course, the comics. And the comics were great, but the attempts at film weren't very fruitful. And I always thought of Swamp Thing as a horror character, a kind of second-rate Frankenstein's monster in a way, I suppose, if that's not too unkind. Excuse me. But this Swamp Thing series is well paced. It's action. The action is good, action packed. The action's good and the drama's good. And it's definitely DC. The Swamp Thing character, instead of being cardboardy and rather unconvincing as in previous iterations on film, is very well costumed and lit. The story of the scientist guy, the botanist who transformed into Swamp Thing through the life of the swamp is interesting, and it's well drawn. The character of Swamp Thing himself is very good, and so without introducing any spoilers to anyone who hasn't watched it, I would also recommend or encourage that people watch that, as well as season 2 of Stargirl. Well, so to recap, new additions to my listings: the DC season 2 of Stargirl, though you may want to watch season 1 if you like coming of age drama. So it's season 2 of Stargirl, the Swamp Thing season, the only one available because the show was cancelled sadly, which is sad because it was very promising. The potential for future stories was great. Stargirl season 2, Swamp Thing, and from Marvel, Miss Marvel, Loki, and She-Hulk. Thank you. If I can find the off button. Good night.